Hey guys, I'm Michelle aka PanpukinArt, and this is a series I'm starting called Tiny Tutorials, where I explain individual Aseprite tools or workflows in depth for complete beginners. Today we talk about the Paint Bucket tool. The Paint Bucket tool allows for you to fill certain areas with a single color. To select it, you either press G or you click this icon right here. You choose the color you want, you click on the spot of color you want to replace, and it's done. Up here, you can see a checkbox called Contiguous. If you uncheck that, your bucket tool will take every instance of a color on a canvas, in this case all the white that you see, and replace it, no matter if it's connected to each other or not. As most things, it's compatible with the selection tool, so if you have some disconnected splotches of color on your canvas that you want to change, but you want to leave other areas untouched, you just make the appropriate selection with any of these tools. You will only affect your selected areas. Up here you can see a slider for tolerance. Standardly it's set to 0. That means that your paint bucket only affects one exact color with a precise hex code. Maximum tolerance means we affect absolutely every single possible color. So we want to strike a balance somewhere in the middle according to our needs. This might require a little bit of trial and error. As you can see on my canvas, I've got all these orange tones. If I use my fill bucket right now, it only affects one of these orange shades, even with Contiguous disabled. But let's turn our tolerance up a fair bit. Now, when I use my bucket, it takes into account all of these orange shades, because they're close enough for the tolerance that we've set. If we click on this little button here with the sliders, we get some cool extra options. Here we've got two options called Refer Active Layer and Refer Visible Layers. If we work with Refer Active Layer, which is the standard option, our paint bucket will only affect the current layer that we have selected in our timeline. The transparent parts of our layer will just be treated as one single flat color. If we press Refer Visible Layers, our paint bucket will take into account every single visible layer, even if we're not currently on it. These dark background stripes you see here are in our background layer, but because Refer Visible Layers is selected, our paint bucket takes the individual colors into account. Mind you, everything we do still exclusively exists on our current layer. If we disable it, everything below is untouched. Here's an interesting option that a lot of experienced Aseprite users might not know about: pixel connectivity. The standard is for it to be set to 4 connected. This means that when we have our Contiguous option enabled, it only recognizes 2 areas of color to be connected to each other when this middle pixel touches another pixel directly to its left, right, top or bottom, meaning no diagonals. This is why when I fill this white area, it doesn't recognize this one to be a part of it. When I enable the 8 connected option, these 2 areas count as one, because these pixels are connected diagonally. Next, we have this Stop at Grid option here. We don't currently have a grid enabled, so it has no effect on us. But if we go up here to View, then Show, then Grid, we have it right here. You can adjust your grid settings right here, but we're not going to mess with that right now. Now, whatever you do and whatever you fill will be contained to the one square in this grid that you're currently working in. I can see this being useful for sprite sheets or texture lineups. Lastly, I want to touch on the ink option. This is an option not exclusive to the paint bucket, so I won't go into every setting, but I want to show off the shading option because I use it the most often generally, and it's pretty neat with the paint bucket. Here's a quick head that I sketched. We're going to be experimenting on it. Let's select the shading setting under ink. Now we need to select a color range in our palette. Our head here uses this golden color range up at the top. When we use our shading tool, it only affects the colors on the canvas that are contained within the colors that we selected. We can also shift-click to add extra colors, and we can shift their order around up at the top here. Now, when we click on the golden head, our bucket takes the color that we just clicked on and shifts it by 1 step to the side in our color range. we can reverse the shade up here to decide if we want to darken or brighten it. If we use Contiguous in tandem with this, we do this all across the head. Mind you, if we try to click any other color in this canvas, it will have no effect because they're not within our selected range. Everything here is on one layer, just so there's no confusion. Now, where it gets really cool in my opinion is when we combine this with our tolerance setting. If we want to take the entirety of this head and brighten it evenly while still adhering to our palette, we ramp up the tolerance to the max. Let me remind you, max tolerance means we affect every single color possible. But with our shading tool, we are still restricted to only our golden range. So now, when we click on our head once, it instantly gets brightened. Or darkened, if we wanted to reverse it. Alright, that was my tiny tutorial dedicated to the Aseprite paint bucket tool. I hope you learned something useful from this. I know that a lot of things I talked about seem really rudimentary to people that have experience with art programs, but you'd be surprised just how many people ask me every day about every single feature in this video. Software literacy isn't common sense, it's a learned skill, and although you can look up almost everything about Aseprite in the official documentation, I know that video formats are more appealing to a lot of people, including me. If you want to know more about other Aseprite features, let me know. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it, see you.